Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of MOPA's Through My Lens. This weekly program features fun and imaginative photo activities that you can do using minimal supplies, minimal materials, things that you probably just have laying around the house. This week we're taking a look at silhouettes. In the not so distant past, before smartphones and selfies, cameras were a lot less common and not everybody could have their photograph taken. So a quicker and cheaper way was to have your silhouette made. These were created by artists who would carefully cut detailed outlines of a subject in profile. Even though you can't see all the details that we're used to in a portrait today, each silhouette is as unique as the person sitting for them. The artist Erica Demon explores this big idea in her work, Silhouettes. She started off by taking more traditional portraits and then one day decided to turn off the light that was illuminating her subject. Suddenly, through the camera, she noticed that they were silhouetted against the bright backdrop that she had set up. For her, the project is a way of exploring a collective identity that all the subjects share, while also highlighting all the little details that make each one of them unique. To take us through the process of making our own photographic silhouettes, we're going to go over to Chantal Lane, our Manager of Youth and Visitor Engagement, and to Anna Lane, our featured youth artist.
Hi everyone, thanks for joining us. I'm Chantal from MOPA. This is my daughter Anna. This week we're going to be making silhouette images.
So why silhouettes? What's cool about this technique is that we can focus on the shape of our subject without the distraction of all the subtle details that we normally pay attention to.
When we think of silhouettes, we think of portraits first. You can make one of yourself and of your whole family. Do you have your parents' cheekbones? Or maybe the nose of one of your grandparents? Do you share a chin with one of your siblings? How have your features changed as you've grown? And how might they continue to change?
You can use this technique for more than just portraits though. Really anything with an interesting shape will work. Let's look at how it's done.
To make a silhouette, your subject needs to have the light behind it while it remains in shadow. This is called backlighting. That's why we're going to use our windows.
Whatever device you're using to take the photo, sometimes it will recognize what you're trying to do right away, but sometimes it'll want to correct or balance your exposure. There are a couple of tricks built into your device's camera. We're using iPhone, so we'll show you that, but whatever device you use, it will have something similar. Just a quick online search will bring up a tutorial for you. By tapping on your subject on the screen, it will focus on it, but it'll also decide on the exposure. First, go ahead and lock your focus by touching and holding for a sec until the AF/AE icon comes on. Your focus is now locked. You can now swipe up or down on your screen to adjust the exposure, making the whole image darker or lighter. Chances are you now have a nice backlit image, but you may want to create a more dramatic silhouette effect. So we're going to show you some adjustments you can make to your photo in editing. Here's the image that we took. Select the edit icon. There are a few ways you can experiment to find the look that you want. We used shadow and contrast and found these to be useful tools. Contrast will maximize the difference between the dark and light areas of your photo, making the dark areas really dark and the light really light. Tap on the image to see a comparison between the original and your changed image. Using shadow will only further darken the shadow areas without changing the brighter areas.
Maybe you'll find other filters and tools to make it your own. Don't be afraid to experiment. What kind of cool and creative silhouettes will you make? Show us what you're working on. Tag us at MOPASD on Twitter and Instagram or at Museum of Photographic Arts on Facebook.
We hope you keep having fun with the project, and if you're feeling inspired, think about creating a photographic silhouette for our annual youth exhibition. The theme this year is growing up, and if you're a student in grades K through 12 here in San Diego County, it's free to enter. The deadline is May 22nd. You can find more information for how to enter at the link below. Thanks again for joining us, and we look forward to seeing all of you next week for another MOPA Through My Lens.